Good morning, everyone. Quick morning audio notes here again. At the time of this recording, we have corn and beans each down about 2 cents. Corn yesterday did run in resistance once again at 530. That 530 area is where we continue to expect resistance. And given the fact that we're on a little bit lower volume trade, it would be tougher to expect any major bounce too far past 530 with the lack of buyers that we currently have. Both yesterday and overnight, the November beans hit 12.90. That is also where we are expecting resistance, anywhere near $13. Keep in mind that for corn, the fair value is 530, so corn is working its way back to fair value. For the beans, fair value is down at 12.50. So this bounce actually factors in a small yield decline from the USDA at some point, or on the other side, we could see a demand increase if China comes in with active buying. Trade has been looking for China buying all week, but we've yet to see anything on the 8 a.m. sales report. Yesterday's weekly exports did show a moderate amount of China buying, but not that quick surge that we expected when they came back from their holiday on Wednesday morning. And again, like I mentioned, we're still waiting to see a fresh 8 a.m. sales report to China. We are looking for a slightly lower volume again today. It's harvest time. Funds appear mostly quiet. So if corn does bounce to 530, expect resistance there again. And beans around that $12.90 to $13 range, of course. Forecast looks fairly clear for the next 8-9 days. So when trade resumes on Monday, they will also be looking for a pretty decent jump in the harvest pace report. Keep in mind, as of last Monday, corn was at 10% harvested, beans at 6%, so it most likely won't be a significant jump, but with a clear forecast, the next 2 weeks might bring on more harvest pressure due to a clear forecast for combines to be out there and moving. Switching over to the cattle, we did see a little bit of light pre-cattle on feed buying this week. All other news across the board has been neutral. Boxed beef has been down a little bit, but again, nowhere near a concerning level for packers to be able to pay higher cash prices. The show list was neutral. Cash trades throughout the week were right around 124 or slightly lower, which is in line with last week, so that is also neutral. And lastly, the report this afternoon, the cattle on feed report itself, estimates are calling for a neutral report there. Again, we have seen pre-buyers buy even in front of cattle on feed reports that were supposed to be bearish. But when it comes down to the numbers, we are actually looking for a neutral cattle on feed report today. So we'll see what we get from that. Another thing to note for the cattle is we are now on 3 days with no signs of funds selling, either on selling volume spikes during the day or on the open interest report. Generally, we would say that 3 days is enough to say they might have moved to the sidelines. So you might find a little bit of slow working back higher following the cash if funds are indeed quiet. Another thing we will want to check with the cattle on feed report, also the commitment of traders to see if the funds have worked their way to a position fairly close to flat. Now, for cattle, for example, what we would call flat is somewhere to around 5 to 10,000 longs. We'll see if the number this afternoon is close to that. So we'll expect generally calm trade across all the markets we're watching, see what we get here today. And again, do expect active resistance around 530 corn and $12.90 to $13 for beans.